Lagena and his team have discovered a new clue that could finally prove the Oak Island treasure is real. This discovery is not just another old artifact, but a strange symbol linked to ancient Europe history. The team never expected to find this, as it holds a purpose far greater than anyone expected. The team unearthed a cross with 4 dots in an ancient church wall, which was a sign of the Templars' influence. This exact design had been spotted before on the infamous H-stone found on Oak Island. It is likely that this was not just any old symbol, but a marker used by the Templars to highlight significant locations. Drawing deeper into the church's history, it became clear that this place had once been a sanctuary for the Knights Templar, the same group believed to have transported unimaginable wealth across the world. Their things had been hidden in symbols, waiting for the right eyes to uncover them. Rick and his team are doing this because they are not just about old legends anymore, but about real, undeniable connections. The discovery of a Masonic compass etched into the stone also raises questions about the Freemasons, who have been involved in nearly every major excavation of Oak Island since the money pit was first uncovered in the late 1700s. If the host stone carries the same markings as this ancient Italian church, it means that the Templars not only made their way to Oak Island, but they might have left something worth hiding. The deeper you dig into Oak Island's history, the clearer it becomes that something big is buried there. However, history has a way of protecting its greatest treasures over the years. Countless traps, cave-ins, and strange accidents have plagued every attempt to uncover the truth. It is possible that these obstacles were not accidentals, but rather an ancient force or modern-day power keeping the treasure hidden. The real question is, who else knows about this? If the Freemasons have been watching, guiding, and stopping past treasure hunters, what does that mean for Rick Lagena and his team? If so, will they be allowed to uncover the final truth? This isn't just another dead-end lead, but a direct connection to something that has been hidden for centuries. They have discovered a host stone that seems to be more than just a carved rock, with some suggesting it's a symbol or clue, while others believe it's pointing to something much bigger. The hunt for answers has taken them thousands of miles away from Oak Island to a hidden cave system in Italy. The underground tunnels of Camerano have been there for over 2,000 years, carved by an ancient civilization and later used by the Knights Templar, who were rumored to have hidden treasure. This cave might be one of those markers. The shape of one of these tunnels is nearly identical to the lead cross found on Oak Island, which skeptics would say is a coincidence. However, the team isn't buying it. Some of the carvings inside these caves match symbols found on Oak Island, leading them to an area known as the Venus Cave. This cave looks eerily like something straight out of a Templar legend. It's an underground chamber with an entrance shaped just like the lead cross from Oak Island. One of the researchers guiding the team has spent over 50 years studying these caves and is convinced there's something to this connection. Another shocking revelation is the team is invited to another cave system, Oso, just a short distance from Camerano. Inside this cave, the carvings are even more detailed, showing symbols that are exact matches to those found on Oak Island. The deeper they go, the more evidence they find, and the more it starts to look like the Templars left behind a trail that only a few were ever meant to follow. Peter Fernetti has uncovered an ancient carving that looks a lot like the one found on the host stone near 100 years ago. The host stone discovered on Oak Island back in the 1920s has long been linked to the strange presence of the Knights Templar. If this carving is truly connected, everything we thought we knew about the Templars might have just taken a massive turn. The Oak Island legend revolves around the discovery of a hidden message left behind by the Templars. The team, including Rick Lagena, Alex Lagina, Peter Fernetti, and Doug Craw, is searching for answers to this mystery. They arrive in Moram Abbey, a centuries-old monastery founded by Korean monks in the 12th century. These monks were deeply connected to the Templars, sharing knowledge, resources, and possibly their greatest questions. A peculiar sight catches their attention: ceramic vessels perched at top of the facade. 2 of these vessels bear markings that strike an all-too-familiar chord. These symbols bear a strong resemblance to the 4-dot cross card carved into the host stone, the same cross that has been linked to Templar sites across Europe. The team's investigation reveals that the host stone has always been a key part of the Oak Island legend, yet its meaning remains shrouded in speculation. The team can't ignore the overwhelming connections for forming the legend. The symbols they uncover are not random, but have purpose and direction. If the Templars left their mark here, they may have left a trail behind a well-kept Templar hideout. Another significant discovery is a painted depiction of the Tree of Life, a sacred symbol often linked to divine knowledge. This is not just any religious artwork. It was also seen in a 14th century Templar prison in Dom, France, where the knights were held captive before their order was dismantled. The significance of this symbol is impossible to ignore. The team's deeper investigation reveals that the Templars left behind cryptic symbols scratched into the walls of their prison cells. The date of the discovery is significant, as it suggests that the Templars were hiding something valuable, possibly preparing for their own downfall. The presence of a Templar-era cross on Oak Island raises even more questions. If the host stone's markings match symbols found in Morondo Abbey, it's possible that the Templars had knowledge of the New World long before Columbus arrived. If they made it to North America, what exactly did they bring with them? Lagena is finally on the brink of proving the Oak Island treasure is real, or it's just another dead end. Experts have been exploring the mysterious formation near Nolan's Cross on Oak Island for years, with some believing it marks the location of something hidden, strange carvings, ancient artifacts, and even signs of a lost treasure. In 1981, land surveyor and treasure hunter Fred Nolan discovered 5 massive cone-shaped boulders on his property. When mapped out, these stones formed a perfectly symmetrical cross stretching over 700 feet in one direction and over 800 feet in another. Digging down, he found a 6th boulder that looked eerily different from the others, resembling a human head with indentations. This led to theories that the cross was a deliberate marker, possibly a land-based version of the legendary Templar cross left behind by the Knights Templar centuries ago. Another theory suggested that the cross was an ancient symbol known as the Tree of Life, which appears in Hebrew traditions as a representation of spiritual knowledge in the 10 divine principles that govern the universe. Despite multiple scans and digs, no definitive treasure has been found. The next discovery might suggest the enigmatic markings on the bottom boulder for decades. The discovery of a giant granite boulder on Oak Island near Nolan's Cross has left behind physical evidence of something buried deep in history. The boulder's base was polished, suggesting intentional wear and movement. The rest of the stone surface was rough and natural. The discovery of an ancient dump site on Lot 12 on Oak Island has long been of interest to researchers, as Fred Nolan had pointed it out years earlier. Excavations began, and treasure hunters discovered pottery, iron nails, square heavy nails, and decorative hinges. These hinges were built for durability and could have been remnants of crates or storage chests. The dump site appeared to be deliberately positioned, as if someone had left discarded materials in one specific area. The discovery of chest hinges, which were decorative and intricate, is evidence of buried treasure. These hinges are often found on antique chests, which were used centuries ago to store valuables. The discovery of these hinges raises questions about the history of treasure hunting on Oak Island and the potential for buried treasures. The team discovered an ornate hinge on Oak Island, which was designed to hold valuable contents. The hinges were found near metal fragments and were thought to be part of a chest or a chest storing gold documents. Historical accounts of missing chests connected to Oak Island, particularly those belonging to pirate Captain James Anderson, suggested that these hinges might have been part of his lost treasure. Another possibility was the Knights Temple, a group often linked to Oak Island's mysteries, hiding something of great value. An ancient stone structure called a ringbolt rock was also found near Nolan's Cross. This rock was modified to hold an iron ring, which was used for securing ropes or pulleys. The ringbolt rock was found near an old apple tree and was believed to be part of a secret transport system used to haul heavy objects up the hill toward the island's interior. The presence of the ringbolt rock suggests significant human effort, suggesting someone had been moving something large and heavy for a specific reason. The clues suggest that the operation behind the discovery was a secret, and the team is exploring the possibility of something buried beneath the island.